How's it going, guys? And welcome back to Pop's Party, Podcast Shadows. Where we last left off, we got into this situation, which I think will lead to a bad end.
平気だよ。
誤解しないでくれよ。俺は、いや、僕は。
それより、少しお話ししない？
何を言って。
私のことは嫌い？しげに。
お前、誰だ？
She's crying tears of blood!
誰だと思う？しげに。
やめろ！
Don't call me that! I tried to pick myself up off the floor, but she grabbed me tightly by the wrists.
離せ！なんで俺のことを、マユのことを知ってるんだ！
I struggled with all my might, and in the process, I inadvertently slapped Yamamoto, or whoever this was, square in the face.
女の子に乱暴するの？しげに。
Oh! The skin of Yamamoto's face began peeling back, and a little girl's face burst out from within, covered in blood and muscle tissue. So she can disguise herself? I don't even know how it's possible, but black hairs burst out from Yamamoto's suit next, spreading across the ground like a black wing unfurling. Immediately, a musty smell began permeating the air, and I became aware of all the body parts around me: hands, feet, entrails, and a veritable lake of blood.
お前はいつから？マユをどうした？
どうしたんだろうね。しげに。よく泣くスズメだったよ。今は物静かな。自分の目で確かめるといい。
まさかそんなバカな。
It's possible, yo. It's possible.
お前を見ていたよ。面白い。見込みがあるやつだってね。
It's all the dead pictures you've been taking, man.
たまにお前みたいなのがいる。この学校と相性のいい変わり種がね。
何なんだお前は。一体俺をどうするつもりなんだ。
怯えているのかい？無理もない。だけど分かってるよ。お前の恐れの対象は生きた人間の死ではない。自分自身の死。
離せ！俺は
話してやろうとも。歩いていけ。あの扉へ。校舎が案内してくれる。お前が探しているあの子のところへ。しげに。いないで。今の私を。
マユ。
楽しみだね。お前の反応が。つまらなかったらすぐ殺しちゃうからね。
True to her word, the girl let go of my wrists. Her body then began sinking into the floor, little by little, until there was nothing left of it. It was as if she was lying along the shore as the tide came in and slowly rose above her body. Or maybe the school just swallowed her up. The only thing that remained in her were Yamamoto's school uniform, and that the face mask made from her skin.
これは夢か。それとも俺はもうとっくに頭がおかしくなっているのか。いや、だとしても俺はマユに会わなくてはならない。 あいつは生きている。そうに決まっている。マユ、今行くぞ。
Where was she? Kinda didn't pay attention where she was. That's it? That's weird. We don't get to see the ending? I mean, that's it? Oh, okay. Time to do the previous save then. I did 2 saves. Which one is the one I did? And they're on the exact time. I think it's the first one. Okay, we did this with the guy over here. I guess it's the other one, cause we moved along, didn't we?
振り返ったらどうなるって言うんだ。
Ah, here we go. Don't look back.
来ないで。
どうしたんだ、袋井君は。
うるさい。来るなってば。お前もあいつの仲間なんだろ。
錯乱してるみたいだな。何があったんだ、山本さん。
触るな。血が手に血が。お前やっぱりお前も。
誤解だよ。これはさっき死体を調べた時に。
おかしいって思ったんだ。あんなに平気で死体に触って。やっぱりだ。
これじゃ何を言っても無駄だな。
私は騙されない。もう引っかからない。
やかましい女だ。生きている人間はうるさくてかなわないな。人は寡黙な方がいい。山本さん、もう行ってしまったのかい。
I guess she saw some hallucinations.
どこか落ち着ける場所へ行こう。あ、そうだ、またあそこに。そういえば今日はマユにセビリアの理髪師の録画を頼まれていた。時間までに家へ帰らないと。
What are you talking about? Are we changing characters now? And here I was again. I pressed the button on my phone to shut off the second alarm I'd set. If this time display were accurate, then there was no chance of making it home in time to record the show for Mayu.
後でマユに謝らないとな。
Okay. I slid my finger naturally, almost automatically, from shutting off the alarm to opening my folder of saved photos. There was no sound in the room other than the tone of my button presses, and virtually no light other than the which shown from my LCD screen, or so it seemed anyway. Yet, this was my rock. In this place, I could truly relax, here and here alone. I felt at peace. The air was filled with the overpowering aroma of blood and entrails. It would be enough to make most people vomit, but for me, it was a smell to savor. I'd even describe it as comforting. Perhaps it's because it reminded me of Awas in her presence. She who decorated the wall like a flower in full bloom. When I sat across from her, I felt more at ease than I could possibly convey in words. Oh, that person. It was as if she was always be there. She'd always be there for me. As if she were waiting for me. And sure enough, whenever I felt weary or needed respite, the door to this infirmary would always open for me, despite the tendency of to the contrary. Still doesn't realize it's Mayu. Each time it did, too, I would always be drawn in as if the room were swallowing me up, and my eyes would always happen upon this offering first. This girl upon the wall, slowly drying and slowly rotting, would always be there to greet me, and never once did I tire of the sight.
随分集まったな。死体の写真。
I'd begun talking to myself, or maybe I was talking to her. Within my phone's memory were stored some of man's most sensual, most voluptuous objects d'art. And she was the tip of the brush, the grand prelude. I amassed a whole other building's worth of beautiful sculptures to admire now, too. I was thrilled to bursting.
これだ。
Isn't there what's it? Not Morishige. I forgot their names. The little sister will meet him or something. This was the sculpture known as Mitsuki Yamamoto in life, but in death she was my property, one of my many pieces of found art. Those spirited eyes, now dulled and clammy, those lips that spoke such harsh words, now stained with blood, her abdomen shredded, her innards exposed. So alluring, so captivating was she now. Sometimes destroying that which is beautiful only serves to make it more beautiful. And truly, this was the proof.
しかし、やっぱり残念だな。
It was a shame that I could only gaze upon these gorgeous works of art within these schools' grounds. Before returning home with Mayu, I'd need to erase every one of these photographs from my phone. It seemed like such a waste. The world in which I once dwelt was far too narrow-minded to accept these masterpieces. It was often a hard place to call home. But as long as I had Mayu with me, I could endure. And to that end, this photo was an obstacle, a detriment, a hurdle to be overcome before I could rejoin the world of the living. I needed to delete it, to put it all behind me.
でもまあ、いいか。まだ。帰ってからで。
Please end this chapter with him. Yeah! Yes! We're done! We're done, son! No more shaking. My chapter is now playable. Oh, soulful testimonies. Who did we unlock? Yeah, it seems pretty soon to end this chapter now, this episode. So, we unlock him, Yuka, that guy, that guy, that guy. Oh, that's it. And Mako. No, we're already done. So we almost got all of them. Almost. Still missing a few pieces. Still missing a few pieces. So we're gonna go to the new chapter. And... oh! It's the 6th one, right? So we almost completed the whole game. Just 2 more chapters to go. And even so, there's... oh, we're gonna play as Yuka now. Anyways, it's people saying there were like an extra chapter, where if you get all the endings. The first thing I saw when I opened my eyes was the ceiling of the dark, gloomy room with flickering, uncovered light bulbs. The random bursts of light they shone were so dim that they only just barely lit up of wood, the wood grain on the ceiling enough to see patterns of it. The back of my head hurt in the same way it would if someone had just pulled my hair really hard. I couldn't do anything about it though, so I just frowned and waited for it to subside. Anya! I wondered if I hit my head somewhere. I suddenly realized that my feet weren't touching the ground, and there was a cold sensation all along my back. I must have been lying down on a hard surface. I tried to move, but both my arms and both my legs had gone to sleep, and they wouldn't budge. I just have to keep lying here until they wake up. I gave up on moving, and instead just stared up at the gloomy ceiling again. I knew it wasn't actually a person, but it really did look like one. And he was glaring down at me with a hateful expression. It was creepy. Oh, that was it. He looked like the Scream, that Munch painting we studied in class, except this face was screaming in anger. He hated me. If only Big Brother were here with me. He'd just pat my head and laugh and tell how silly I was being. I was still a little disoriented, but I turned and twisted my head as best as I could manage to see if I could find him anywhere nearby. Why was I sleeping in a place like this anyway? And why wasn't Big Brother at my side, like he always was? So we're that far ahead? Or what? We were in... Or what? We were in this school to... Why were we in this school to begin with? Maybe the charm failed and this was our punishment? Maybe I was the one who messed it up. I probably shouldn't have been there. And if I hadn't asked him to help me try to find a bathroom, we wouldn't be separated by now. I should have just held his hand and not let go. I could have lasted a little longer without peeing. Then we'd still be together. So she wasn't with Kisame this time? Kisame! Oh. It is Kisame! I didn't realize that I couldn't see my arms. Where were they? Why weren't they at my sides? They were still numb too, so I couldn't feel where they were either. But I tried my best to move them anyway. I thought maybe the reason I couldn't feel my arms or legs and couldn't move is because I was tied up, really tight, and was cutting off my circulation. With some effort, I was finally able to move my fingertips. I started feeling everything I could, grateful, even for this little bit of reassurance. The rope around my fist had been tied up tight and looped many times over, and with the circulation trickling back into my hands, it was really painful. I was so scared. It felt like I'd forgotten how to breathe. The footsteps were echoing from the hallway. They stopped right in front of this room. Oh! I rigged in place and screamed as loud as I could. I didn't even care about the old splintery rope cutting into my wrists and ankles anymore. It's not Oni-chan.
暴れない方がいい。余計きつくなってしまうよ。
キサミ！
待たせてしまったようだね。暗くて怖かっただろう。
Dun dun dun! Chapter 6. I guess that's enough prologuing into this new chapter. So I'm gonna end it here, guys. I will give you guys with a high five. Bye. Interesting about there's nothing interesting about it. It's just there.
For once.
Oh shit!
Oh my God.
Look at it!